still remember the sound. Muffled laughter bleeding through a closed door, wrapping paper tearing, the squeals of children that weren't mine. I was standing in the hallway of my parents' house that Christmas Eve, coat still on, my son's mitten in my hand. We'd driven 2 hours in the snow after they'd finally invited us. Just for dessert, there's not enough room for dinner. When I reached for the doorknob to the living room, my mother's voice cut through. "Don't open it, honey. They're doing their gifts now. We'll bring you in when they're done." Behind that door, my sister's kids were opening presents, the ones I'd seen stacked under the tree when we'd walked in. My children sat on the cold hallway floor, quiet, waiting. I stayed silent too. It wasn't always like this. Before the divorce, before I was a burden, my family loved my kids. My ex-husband was their golden boy, wealthy, charming. He knew exactly how to buy their approval. Dinners, vacations, extravagant Christmas gifts. The year we split, the glow faded. Without him, I was the problem, the single mother who took up too much space at the table. The unspoken message was clear: we were an afterthought. I swallowed it, for a while. The first time I noticed it wasn't just thoughtlessness, but something sharper, it was at my sister's birthday. We arrived to find the dining table perfectly set. For 8. My sister, her husband, their kids, my parents, my brother. No extra chairs, no extra plates. "Oh," my sister had said, blinking at us, "we thought you weren't coming. There's no room at the table, but we'll set something up for you in the kitchen." That night, while the others toasted champagne in the dining room, I sat at the corner of my mother's cluttered kitchen counter, cutting my son's food into tiny pieces while my daughter balanced her plate on her knees. I didn't cry. Not then, not later. I started planning. I understood my family well enough to know revenge wasn't about shouting or confronting. It was about removal, silence, absence. I began to build my escape in quiet, invisible steps. I picked up extra shifts, sold the jewelry my ex gave me, cut every expense that wasn't essential. By spring, I had a savings account they didn't know existed. By summer, I had a realtor. In October, I signed the papers for a house I'd been dreaming about since I was 19. Tall windows, a fireplace, a dining room that could seat 12 comfortably. December arrived along with the usual text from my mother: "Christmas dinner's going to be tight this year, just come for dessert." I replied, "Thanks, but we'll be busy." That was it. No explanations, no pleas. On Christmas morning, while my sister's kids tore open their gifts in my parents' living room, mine were running barefoot on the hardwood of our new home. The smell of rosemary and garlic filled the air. In the kitchen, Chef Marquez, my sister's favorite, the one she bragged about having at her 40th birthday, basted the prime rib. I'd booked him months in advance. Our dining table was set with crystal glasses and deep red napkins. 12 seats, only 4 filled. Me, my son, my daughter, and the chef who joined us after cooking. I took photos, not posed, not staged, just moments. My kids laughing by the fire, the feast spread out like a magazine cover, the twinkle of lights against the snow outside. I posted them, no captions. The first text came from my sister: "Wow, you got Marquez." Then from my mother: "Why didn't you tell us you moved?" By evening, the tone shifted. "You could have invited us. We would have made it work. It's Christmas, for God's sake." I didn't answer. The call started the next morning, my mother first, voice sharp, pretending to be hurt. "We didn't know you had a new place. The least you could have done is told us. The kids would have loved to see you." I let the silence stretch until she started to fill it with excuses. "It wasn't that we didn't want you here, it's just your sister's family, the space." "That's okay," I said, calm, measured. "Now I have my own space." Here's the thing about people who treat you like you're temporary: they expect you to keep knocking. They never expect you to build your own door and lock it. That day, I stopped knocking. My sister called later. No greetings, Just, posting those pictures was petty. Petty, I repeated, like seating my kids in the kitchen or telling us there's no room every year? That's not the same. You're right, I said. Mine was prettier. By New Year's, the family group chat was quiet. No invites, no updates. It's August now, and it's still quiet, and I like it that way. Sometimes I think back to that hallway, to the sound of other children opening gifts while mine sat waiting. I wonder if they remember it the way I do. The stillness, the cold air, the smallness of being excluded. If they do, I hope they also remember the next Christmas.